Hopefully everybody's doing well today. You know what? No hat for today. There's nowhere for me to run or hide. They're picking at the recesses of my mind. I think I will do the same in kind as I drowned in the tide and sink in formaldehyde. There's nowhere for me to run or hide. They're picking at the recesses of my mind. I think I will do the same kind as I drown in formaldehyde. How's everybody going? Is everybody going well? Hopefully they are. Don't know. Can't really tell. I don't get that luxury. That's okay. You know, honestly, I really hate the fact that I cannot, see who's on my stream and who's not. Like, that does suck, genuinely. Because personally, I think it'd be a lot cooler if I could see. But I don't get to. So, yeah. One sec. Hello! How's everybody doing today? Welcome to the live stream. It's an early morning live stream. I normally be working on a project or something and all that fun stuff. But today I wasn't really feeling it, you know? And that's probably kind of in part to how YouTube has been going and how the viewership for it has been going. I am still really passionate about like the project and stuff that I make. I'll probably just be vibing with like the maybe wearing the cosplay, recording some YouTube shorts today. If you guys want anything like that, because the YouTube shorts popped off yesterday. How's everybody doing? Hold on. I have a little thing. I see bare feet on the live stream because that would not be cool, you know? I do have a bad chat delay, which is something that I do eventually want to upgrade, like my internet plan. But that will probably be after like a while of live streaming and stuff, and making shorts and videos and all that other fun stuff. Because yeah, I YouTube's kind of like the way I want to make my income. Now that being said, I kind of got to work on it. I sure hope I did not scare everyone away with my early morning voice. I do apologize. But if I did, I do apologize, and I hope you have a lovely day. To all who are either still here or left, I do appreciate you guys stopping by. Alright, hold on. I gotta knock the sheetrock out of this thing. Let's see, does it work? Yeah, that's better. Sorry, I had to kill a brown darn, how do I say it? Recluse? You guys know what I'm talking about. You know those poison spiders? Yeah, I saw one moving on my roof and it terrified me, so I had to kill him. I had to end his lineage. He had to perish. For I will not share my home with a spider. I do not care if he helps get rid of other bugs and pests. If he is a venomous spider, he must die. He must perish. For there can only be one creature that eats bugs in this house, and that's me. Like a lizard or something. The most wild plot twist ever is just like, I am the creature in my home that eats the bugs, not the spiders. The spiders are competition, and I must get rid of them. You know, honestly, I think I'm going to make that into a YouTube short. I need to write that down. I like that. You know, it's almost as fun as the last time I did a live stream. A drone attacked me. I was working on a drone for a project, and it flew at my head. Now, where did I put that pen and that notebook? That's the important question. Oh, there they are. I also wrote like a big speech yesterday. Hello, Riley. How's it going? You having a good day? Welcome to the live stream. You guys want some like some like sea shanty type background music to be in the stream? I can get that playing. If you guys know the game Dredge, I can play the Dredge OST. Hold on. Oh, crap. Alright, home. It's your birthday. Happy birthday, Riley. I hope you have a lovely birthday. Oh my goodness. I'm honored that you decided to click on here on your birthday, friend. That's epic. There we go. I hope you have a lovely birthday. That's so cool. That's so cool. I love that. I've had about 3 people join on their birthday on like my live streams, and it's just so cool. You guys are epic. I hope all the gifts, and if you don't want gifts, I hope you have all of the fun. Alright, I gotta turn this thing on. Yeah, look at that. The battery still works on here. You're 12 now. You should not say that out on the internet. Listen, internet safety. Be cautious about stuff like that. You should not disclose that information. Also, hello, license. Oh no. Oh no, it's license. It's my driver's license. It's finally came after me. No. Say it isn't so. Hold on, I gotta put this amp back in place inside of the chest plate. I have a speaker mounted chest plate. Yeah. You know, hold on, wait, I'm still wiring things together. I can't multitask, I'm bad at it. What is the stream? Well, that's the good question. Don't be giving anyone addresses. Yeah. You know what? Addresses? Yeah. Sebastian? I think Sebastian's onto it. The stream is well, normally I'm working on a bunch of different projects and tinkering. This has appeared during your scrolling. Well, let me assemble a part of the project real quick if you'd like. If you'd like to see just like a little bit of one of the things I work on. Output speaker. Hold on. I made this thing myself, and I made it on live streams, I think. Like different parts. It does take a bit. I'm sorry. It's clunky. I'm slowly trying to learn like soldering and design, and I do want to start making animatronics in the future, so I have to learn circuitry as well. Got a whole lot of different things that I'm learning. For context, this is one of the my projects. I call it Project Andy. I want to make a cosplay that the viewers suggest ideas for, and I write down and I build like upgrades for this like cosplay, basically. I just want to make something really fun. Where's the robot? Yeah, I'm working on stuff like that. This is one of the projects. Then there is another project where I've been designing. It's pretty sick. I'm glad you find it cool. Let me take this up. Soldering, yeah, the soldering part was easy. The circuitry was harder. I mean, on one of my previous live streams when I was soldering, I accidentally nicked a lithium battery when I tried to make a flying MP3 player, and I had to bury it. I had to put it in a metal box like a coffin and bury that in my backyard. From what is that? FLCL. I don't know what that is. Could you educate me, souls? Circuitry is like, so far from what I've seen, that stuff is like difficult. I think I have to use my knowledge of math. I didn't think I'd have to use my knowledge of math, but I'm glad I kept all my math notes from my entire time in school. I wrote like a heartfelt speech yesterday as well, but I ended up not being able to read it. Hello, Max. Good to see you. Had a lithium battery. Oh, man. When you make a series circuit. Bro, I'm terrified. I'm terrified of lithium batteries. Baby shark behind? Not really. This is actually a big shark. Yeah. My grandmother bought it for me. She knows I like sharks. So she bought it for me. She found it at the thrift store. We cleaned it up and everything. It's huge. I love this guy. His name is Edward. We love Edward here. We like Edward. Anime. Huh. I do another one, like, I have a lot of different projects that I like working on. Here, let me take this off for a sec. Oh, sorry. I just woke up, by the way. My grandmother was like, you need to get a job. And I'm like, I do need to get a job, but I don't want to get stuck in, like, a dead-end job. So I do want to lock in on, like, content creation stuff. Because I see what happened to my friends, bro. They're all miserable. They don't have time for themselves. And none of them are doing what they love. And I'm just like, I don't want that for me. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I love my besties, but like, man, 11 hours a day. Wow. You were on the grind, mate. That is insane. I could not fathom that. Oh, by the way, this is one of my earliest projects. There's a Google Home Mini's like parts inside of here, behind the skull. I do want to change its voice, and we named him Pete. I want to like learn a little bit of like programming and circuitry so I can like change his voice and make him answer to something different. I want to make him sound like I want to make him a mystical skull of doom. I tried to play music on him the other day and it didn't work because the Google Home's like, you need YouTube music to play soundtracks on your Google Home Mini. I'm like, well, that's stupid. I didn't used to need that. Like, I used to just not have, like, I used this thing like 2 years ago and it worked perfectly fine. So I don't know what YouTube did since then. What time is it? I can discuss time zones, I guess. It's 10. It's 10 in the morning. I just woke up. It's normally because I stay up with my friends who are in, like, other sides of, like, the U.S. and, like, the country and all that fun stuff. So, like, I hang out with them till, like, 1 a.m. I watch, like, one YouTube video to wind down, and then I just pass out. Exactly! Everybody needs free time. And, like, I feel like in the modern society that we live in today, nobody's doing that. I'm not, because I'm broke. I've never tried anything with this. All this stuff is new to me. The most I've ever done was draw up, like, designs and mechanisms and stuff. Hold on. So, wait. Also, it's out to play Spotify. Really? Really? It defaults to paid service. That is so stupid. That is so dumb. What was the point of even getting this? I mean, I got it for free because my friend won it, and he never used it, and he gave it to me for spare parts when I was in middle school, and I've kept it. But still, all right. So this is my hold on. I need to plug in the. Oh god, this is gonna look so bad. I gotta turn on the lighting ring that my phone's on. Oh no. Oh god. Ew. Oh no, it went too far. This is like oh, great goodness. Hold on, we'll get there. Eventually. Okay, can I turn down the brightness? My eyes hurt. Here we go. All right. So, for my first project I want to make a little robot with like a motion sensor and stuff. Because I designed the robot when I was 7, and I just remembered it the other day. And I was like, well, I might as well make the 7-year-old me's dream, right? Because I designed like all the stuff for it, but I lost all the blueprints that I drew. So, I want to make him. And what this robot would do, he'd sit at the door, he'd have like a little turning head, and he would have cameras and motion detectors in his eyes, and a microphone in his chest. And basically, since when I was 7, Ring doorbells weren't a thing, like the camera doorbells, they didn't exist. So it was like childhood me was like, bro, this would be so cool. A little guy who stands at your door and it's like, hello, and like you can like see it on your phone or like on your computer, and you can choose whether or not to let the person in. But yeah, I designed the arm like mechanism. It would use a motor right here to lift up a block, which would be connected to a little box. Well, which would be connected to 2 bars, which would connect to a platform that would hold another motor that's vertical, so it can do this. Then the rest of the arm would be on another bar, and the hand would be on a singular pin, so that gravity can make it like wave, basically. Like that. And like gravity would make the hand move. Basically, his arm would use 2 motors. Goodness, I'm so sorry. My allergies are getting me. Funny enough, I want to go through them in order. I called them the bellhops. Because, like the people who work at old hotels. Because I grew up, unlike most of the people my age, which is really bad to say, I grew up on black and white cartoons with my grandmother. Because my grandparents raised me. And they didn't let me watch modern cartoons. And thank goodness they didn't. Because look how I turned out. Right? It's really bad, but I do not be clicking with people my age. And it sucks. Because it just makes you feel like an outsider at times. All my friends are in their 30s. Like, I have like 3 friends who aren't in their 30s. Isn't that crazy? I'm 18. All my friends are parents. I can't get over that. And even when I was in high school, it was that way. My friends were like all the people who were like older than me. I swear, I spawned in at the wrong time period. I'm gonna be honest. Like, maybe for the main action arm, use a servo instead of where you set it. Really? I have never heard of that. Hold on. That's actually, I'm gonna write that down. Servo. Thank you. I appreciate that, Souls. I've never really messed with stuff like that before. Exactly. That's just how it is, I guess. It's like when you're raised with a different group of people, I guess you just click with like people who are more mature, I guess. Servo. Can bear weight. Can bear weight. All right. Use for main arm. Alrighty. Thank you. I do appreciate the You know what I don't understand? What don't I understand? Yeah, they do use more than DC motors. I know that, but that's all I have at the moment at my disposal. I really wanted to mess with pneumatics. For context, what got me into like robot making and stuff, and like animatronics and design, when I was really little, was my grandmother talked about Showbiz Pizza. She used to go there with her friends, and it was like one of the cool things and stuff. And when she showed me like what they looked like on the inside, like the robots are terrifying to look at, right? But the way they move and like their mechanisms just they fascinated me. Childhood me had my mind blown. So, like when there was like the school science fairs and stuff like that in like elementary school, how people don't like Tesla robots. That's true, but here's what I think the issue was. I think the issue with it is people were the robot housemaids 50 years ago that people were dreaming about were like stuff from the Jetsons, you know? They were like they looked approachable, they looked chill. I think when something doesn't have a face, it's concerning. But like also if you give it a human face, it's even more concerning. I think they liked the idea that they weren't going to look human at all. Like I'm gonna be honest, I don't like the fact that it has a human shape. I'd be much more happy with like something more like bulky, you know? You're real. I think I'm real. I'm pretty tangible. And like I can see where that does come from. It's not there yet. There fully. What you mean? What you mean? Good? Why does everybody say that? It's such a weird sentence. I don't like that. Ugh. Why? But here's the thing. We could make a robot housemaid, but the thing is, I might make, you know what? For a side project that I'm gonna write down on my list of video ideas before like I'm ever done with myself. This is gonna sound crazy. This is gonna sound really crazy. But there's the concept of living in a state where you can't get like hormone treatment and stuff like that until you're 19 because for some reason your state keeps on moving the goalpost. Ah, it's fine though. We don't get into those we don't get in those conversations. I appreciate it. You know, I did try and build a flying MP3 player for when people subscribed. But what happened when I was working on the flying MP3 player was I hit the lithium battery and it almost exploded. So we don't get the flying MP3 player. I do apologize. Goodness, my allergies are beating me up. It sucks. I'm so sorry. But yeah. Hold on. Like Jetsons robot made. I feel like that's a good one. Jetsons style robot made. Robot made. What? It's fine here. I can just like delete those. I can delete those messages. We're all good, mate. There you go. It's okay, mate. It's fine. I can clean up those messages. It's all good. Hold on. I'm gonna put this back on. Like the robots can do stuff, but I do feel like I wouldn't want like a humanoid robot in my house. I mean, the only thing I'd probably want was like the bellhop design that I made, but that's just because they looked like little cartoon characters. The biggest one was the helper, and it's like the most advanced part of its AI was the fact that it can identify a fork from a plate and see a cupboard to know where to store it, and that's what they do. Basically, the idea for that one was another one that I designed when I was younger. There were 3 bellhops. Like, that's what I called them, right? When I was 7 when I made them. There was the doorman, the little tiny guy who could, like, greet you at the door and, like, unlock it for you if you needed to, or, like, call the police if you're being robbed. A $15 Adreno would probably be something I'd really like. Hold on. Let me write that down. I'll write that down. I want to write down $15 Adreno. Dollar. You have a pet. That's cool. Hold on. AURDRINO. Thank you. I do appreciate that, mate. Adreno kit. There we go. We scroll back up. Thanks, Souls. I do appreciate your advice on stuff. Pardon? You have an idea? Hit me with it, mate. We are all for fun ideas here. We're all for nice, like, small talk, all that good stuff. We like the good vibes. We like the good vibes here. Remember, if you enjoy your time here, remember to like the stream. That's an insane first greeting, Duck. Thanks, I guess. I don't know how to respond to that. Wild introduction. Nice to meet you too. We could have started with hi. Anyway, moving on. Hold on, let me mute. I need to clear my throat. Ow, ow, ow! I'm being stabbed by the nails inside my machination that I made. 1 sec. I gotta clear my throat, and I don't want you guys. Hey Chad, I'm back. What up? What have I missed? Hi Mason, it's good to see you. I decided to go live a bit early because I do want to like write YouTube shorts and stuff like that. Dohip. Is that what are you doing, mate? What kind of suggestion is that? I don't know if we. I don't like the idea of. You know what? Future idea, if that meme is still popular, like 2 years from now, we'll make an IRL version of that little guy with the club that I've been seeing everywhere. Little brain rot dude. But anyway, we're just chilling, having a good conversation today, you know? I'm doing some live streams. I got some advice on like the designs and stuff from somebody. And it was really cool. Had a good time. How are you doing, Mason? I always forget about my chat delay, so I'm gonna continue yapping while we do this. You know, I was talking with. I have this. I have this. I have a chest mounted speaker. What's good? You doing well? I built it for like another project that I have running on the channel, which is a cosplay that the viewers can upgrade and stuff. I write down ideas and stuff. Look at his profile. Whose profile are we looking at? I can't see profiles on live stream. I've just learned this. Oh well. I just tried to look at profiles on live stream. I cannot do it because I'm on my phone. The limitations of my horrible technology. Never fails to disappoint. You know, a fun thing about this helmet that I have right here is on the inside there is a police helmet. That's how I hold this thing on my head. There's a police helmet in here. It's really cool. I like this thing. I'm gonna put this on. Oh crap. Let me take this down. I forgot with the white lighting ring behind this. I cannot read this screen. It is horrible to attempt to read. Hold on. I gotta grow a garden. Do I play Grow a Garden? I don't really play video games. I'm that big of a nerd. I'm sorry. I just don't play video games. I'm a nerd who sits down in their room live streaming and drawing up designs because I don't have the internet to play video games, man. It sucks. I live in, if you know the show Courage the Cowardly Dog, I live in nowhere. I live in like Nowhereville, USA. It is crazy. If the wind blows in the wrong direction and a singular like pine needle from a tree blocks the Wi-Fi signal, my stream lags. It's crazy. Download Roblox? Maybe at some point. I used to play it with friends. I had one game that I played when there was Item Asylum. I played that with my friends on private servers for the longest. I haven't played it in a while. I've not updated like that game in like a year, 2. I don't know. It's been a while. Gotta pop my back. Remember, if you enjoy your time here, consider liking the stream, please, for the love of God, because YouTube's algorithm is stupid and will not show me the others if I don't get likes, because it's like, this person is not cool enough, and I'm like, oh. So, you know. Wait, if you guys seen that Dehustia, I've never been able to pronounce it. Through all these years of watching the guy make music, I've never been able to pronounce his name. See ya, Doe. Hopefully you have a good day. Thank you for joining. It was fun talking. Have a good one. I just closed this lid again. But yeah, Dehustia ended up quitting because of the algorithm, and it sucks because I loved the guy's music. I listened to him for years. He got me through some good stuff. I'm gonna miss him, honestly. And then like, I got all emotional when the dude decided to finally like he was giving away his helmet. And it just like it made me sad. It made me so sad because I hate to see people who are really creative giving up on something. Especially when like the songs that he was releasing that were going against the YouTube algorithm were really, really good. And like they were some of my favorite ones of his works, and then it just ended up not getting any support. It sucked. On a level. YouTube's gotten so like competitive and like soulless nowadays that most YouTubers just copy pastes of each other, and it's so hard to find like good, unique content nowadays. It's crazy. Nobody's like genuine on the internet anymore. I will, Dohep. I will build one. I will build a robot. If you know what? If I ever whenever I learn how to make robots, if this meme is still popular at that point, I will make one that all of its measurements and stuff are 69, all right? Exactly 69 degrees, exactly 69 volts. Exactly 69 screws included in the robot. If that's what if Bet you'll come back? Alright, hold on. Let me write it down. Let me write it down in the video idea. Let me write it down in my video suggestion list from the videos and like projects and all that. Alright. Tongue. There we go. I've written it down. I hope I've made you proud, Doe. That's such a silly thing. That's such a silly little guy. I need to stop closing this lid. I do. Because the only way I manage through these live streams is constantly drinking water. Hey, have you drank water today? Have you been healthy? You better. Drink water. It's good for you. Alright? Water is very good for you. Drink your water. Your internal organs literally run off of it. So do that. Drink water. Ow. Alrighty. Anything anybody wants to talk about today? Let's see, where was I? Ah, yes. Spiders being my competition. I must go back to writing that. Spiders are competition. Alrighty. I do think I'm going to end this stream for now. That way I can record some shorts and stuff. I will go live again later, but I want to wake up just a little bit more. Just a little bit. Wake up, samurai. You know, like I gotta wake up just a wee bit more before I like really commit to doing my daily live stream. And I want to upload just a little bit of content. But I will be back. I will be back at some point in time. I just gotta, man. It's a bit early. I've done my early morning section of the live stream. Have a good one. Thank you for the people who joined, and I hope you guys have a lovely time. And now I spontaneously combust.